Hey everyone, it's Char from Char's Fascination. And what are we fascinating with sewing today? Well, I am making a sleeveless turtleneck. Don't you like these earrings? They're cute. They're little gummy bears. Um, they are. And so today, like I said, oh, that lighting will forever be a problem. We will fix that again someday when I have another light bulb to put over here and a studio light to put here. But until then, we are making for the Sew the Blues Away challenge for hashtag JoyViv Sew Blues. Now remember, in order to do this, and I'm wearing stripes on purpose because what I'm making today has stripes, and in it happens to have a blue stripe right there. That is a blue stripe. Now you might not be able to notice that on camera. Oh, and I have full consent and permission by my lovely friend Mark, aka Glitz, which is the one that I had sewn the vest for. Oh my gosh, I have invested my sewing time in making his vest, and I am happy to bring you this today. Whew, show you how to do this. So what we're going to do, I'm going to set this over here because I'm probably going to sit you a little closer. This still has probably enough bobbin for the whole entire thing. Because we're not doing sleeves today, we are doing sleeveless. Kind of like making the tank top turtleneck, if anybody remembers those. I used to design things like that for the custom clothing design company that I used to be their head designer. But I figure, this is just my thought on this, sewing is a constant learning curve. Oh, don't mind that. Sorry. My foxtail is in the way. Yeah, is this real? Yes. Don't come at me for that because it's a tribal thing. I got it at the powwow a couple of years ago. I miss the powwow. Okay. But if you watched my one video about my Wally World haul, my Walmart haul, I happen to call it Wally World. I think that's just, it's a thing. But so let's get into this. I have this already pre-cut because I like to do that before I start my videos, is pre-cut this, make sure it's perfectly aligned, which it is. And what we will do is stitch at the shoulders to reinforce that because these are not separated. Sometimes I will cut my fabrics that way so that I don't have to cut everything and you don't always have a seam here. I can either opt to not reinforce it or just go ahead and reinforce this because I'm putting a turtleneck on it. So that is my option with this. I'm kind of on the fence with it. So what we're going to do is go ahead and sew up the sides. And since this fabric pretty much clings to itself, it's kind of the other kind of cling. Let me bring you a little closer for this because I don't know what it is. I put these here probably because I will be pinning on the turtleneck portion of this. Oh, and remember to go check out Glitz. He's really cool. He's super cool, super fashionable. He's now an MUA. He is a makeup artist. So please go support him. If people knew how much it took to be an MUA, y'all might not poke fun at them. The schooling that they have to go through is intense because it does include a lot of math. So hold on. Let me bring you closer. I'm trying to work with a little natural light instead of being blinded by the light, right? So, as always, when we start sewing something, make sure you have it on the setting that you want, which for me is serger stitch. I want a good set stitch in this with a serge. So as always, for those of my people out there wanting to learn this, when you put this down, go slow. Okay, reverse. You just locked your stitch. Now, there is a point of reference that I use on here, several points actually. There's a screw over here that I use as a point of reference if I want to do a 2-inch seam in. That's my seam allowance, which would be 2 inches. And then I have this little point right here in which, when I want to stitch like I am today, I can just follow that along and make sure that when you're holding your fabric the way I am, that you hold the edges as close together as possible and sew away. Now, it's gonna take newbies time to get used to doing stuff like this, so I suggest if you're new to sewing, learn your sewing machine. Read the manual. Did I read this? No, not all the way. I did read most of it. Because like I said, my Singer Heavy Duty 4452 is not like all the other Singer Heavy Duties or like all other Singer sewing machines. When you get finished with this, and then of course you're going to have a clean hem stitch like that. That is very, very clean. You can't really tell it's there, and that's how that should be. So we are going to put the other side on here, stitch that. Like, this is going to be a very easy one today. It's not going to take that long, and that's going to be fantabulous. So hold on to your stitches and let's get back to sewing. Now we just move on to the sleeves or sleeveless sleeve holes. Right, because that's going to make this even better. I'm still trying to be able to get another device to work so I could go back to using my camera that I keep over here. And on that camera happens to be a video of the first garment that I'm doing for this. And so you can kind of count it as a, I don't know, how can we say this? An archived video for now. Yeah, it's kind of going to be like an archive video for now because, you know. So now we're just going to put this on here. As you saw, I just rolled that back. Make sure that you have that rolled back to your comfortable amount of fabric that you want to take in on this. Not everybody likes the amount that I took, which is like basically rolling it a 1/2 inch at the shoulder, and then it eventually goes out to 1 inch and then back down to a 1/2 inch when it comes back under. So when you do that, don't be too worried about it. Always make sure that you have enough thread on your bobbin. That's important. Speaking of bobbins, I can't wait to use these. This is splits in the background. Yep, that's a split. Go check him out. Like I said, he's super cool. He's super stylish. He's got an awesome attitude. He's not one of those people that just thinks all snappy. You know what I mean? Like, some people have a snatchy attitude. He does not have a snatchy attitude. Although, He's a sweetie. Do you know how we sweeties are? Don't mess with our other side. So let me get both of these sleeve holes done, and then we'll come back to the collar. So now that I have both sleeve holes done, and don't worry, I will be taking up the bottom after I try it on, but let me turn this inside out for you. This is always fun. I love this. Like, tell me that's just not straight up cute as it is right now. I mean, I could just plain turn this into a tank top, but I don't want to. I want to add the turtleneck piece in here, which is, look at that. Isn't that, like, that's going to be, like, super cute. And like I said, this material sticks. So, there, let me give you a good idea of what that's going to look like. That's cute. And I think I might have to like take in the sleeve holes a little bit, but I love to wear a tank top underneath a shirt like this, even though it's kind of weird because for some people. But I do like to do that if I have a shirt that comes like further down. Or what I can do is re-go over this on the inside and just take it in like that, and then what we will have is the hemming up this way, which still isn't bad because, like, if you really look, that matches up right there, kind of perfect lines, and then you have that, but you don't have to worry about it. This is just going to be one of those cute, sporty turtleneck tank top look. I love those anyway. I think they're like super cute. They are, and like I said, you don't have to have that seam right there because you're really going to be taking this in just by a hair. Now this is the part where I'll actually like pin this. After I sew this together, I will just pin it on there. And now a thing that I do, you wanted to know how to do a specific thing, and I'm going to show you that today, doll. There's a certain thing I do when I do specific things, and you'll see, and then I'll explain it to you. And sorry, I had to turn that back on. The weather is like weird. Even like I said, the sun came up in a weird area today. No. Right. Okay, hold on. Now, one thing with this is when you go to hem this together, what you don't have to do is worry about hemming this part yet, is because that's what's going to be hooked on to the garment itself, which is always great. And you know, I like showing you guys step by step how I do this stuff so that it makes more sense as I go along. So let me get this stitched for the seaming and attach it, and we will be back. Okay, look, I'll be truthful with you. This is the second one. The first one came up a little short-ended, but you know what you can always do when these come up a little short-ended? Don't forget when you make other things and you might want something kind of like a cute sleeve for it, utilize it. You never know what you might want to use this for. Or hem off this part or that part and make it into something that just hangs on the wall to hold like your scissors and stuff. You know what I mean? Don't just be like, oh, I can't use that now, because it's not true. Now, what I do with this, of course, because this is the inside of the shirt, I'm going to make sure that this is the right way, making sure that the back goes to the back, the front goes to the front. Then I'm going to pin this on. Now, what I do when I go to pin this on, and this is going to make sense for a different part of the sewing, just take a bit of fabric in the front. You want to make sure, and I use the stripes as a guideline, so always keep that in mind. You can use the stripes as a guideline. Very smart. And if you want to try to line them up, you can try to do that, but your part in the back might be a little off center if you do that. But it's going to come out pretty anyway. So let me get this pin on here and back on the machine. I have enough bobbin. To finish this off. So give me one moment, please. So bring you over here to show you that. Oh, I'm going to tell you, when I do stuff like this where a cuff of something has to be tucked inside, make sure that you have a space where you can reach in either from the bottom or an armhole where you can reach in, and make sure that when you're doing the collar, you are able to straighten out all your fabric and make sure it's not clumped, because nobody likes clumpy, lumpy in a shirt like this. That should only be what's on your chesticles. Just not on the inside. That should be the only lumps in the shirt. So, already back stitched, which on this it says reverse. To me, it's back stitch. I'm kind of old school when it comes down to my sewing verbiage, because I learned from old ladies. And as soon as I get this done, I will show it to you guys. So let me finish getting this collar sewed on. So here we are with the finished product. I think the only thing that I would do with this, serious, is not take it in like that, even though that is cute. No, maybe just take it in a little bit right here, and that's really about it. Or maybe just, you know, set in some darts, and that would definitely pull it in. Other than that, I think this is cute. Need to pull that turtleneck up. What I like with the turtleneck is sometimes I'll make it a little looser. I saw Mark right there. And I'll put him back up in a minute. But we're going to end this video by just showing you the cuteness. Like, look, you can make something like this for a spring, fall, maybe even a summer look. Winter, kind of cute, cozy. Wear it with a cute earring. These ones may not be red or black, but I'm going to tell you what, this is adorable. Well, once I have my black gummy earring, they would go cute with this. And I do have some other jewelry coming and nails and stuff. But I hope you have enjoyed today's sewing video. Like, if you like it loose fit right there, which is no problem, just take it in right there and you're fine. It's the only thing that I'm gonna say I would want to do with this, unless I'm pulling it down a little more. You see where it looks like it has ears? I'm gonna take those ears in. But other than that, this is adorable, or it's just wear a different bra. I'm wearing one that's wireless, and it doesn't have like that point, it's more rounded. Also, remember, what you wear under your garments is what makes it the shape that you prefer. But I have other sews on the way. I have this vintage McCall's pattern. Yes, vintage McCall's pattern. What did I do with the sleeve? Anyway, it's around here. There's a picture of it up on my Instagram and my TikTok. Yes, I just say TikTok of it. So I will be doing this McCall's vintage pattern. This is going to be fun. This week I have the skirt cut out over here. I've got the bodice pieces over there. And until then, because I have other things cut out as well, this is going to be fun. So stay happy, stay healthy, stay positive, and as always stay blessed, because there's the rest of a bunch of sewing for me to show you. Until then.